Hello and welcome to a new video. This time on the MAC-3, which as you can see I've been able to mount it on a turret, which the other two couldn't do. So this gun is a bit different than the others. I did a complete overhaul of the gun essentially, besides some basic stuff like the barrel and such, but like the motor piston system back here, completely overhauled. And think just seems to be better overall. I mean, I don't know better, but just smaller in general, so that's pretty handy. Goes down by an extra block, but I don't think that's a huge deal. Then two pistons instead of one, that just helps overall stability and such. And then that's really about it. Well, that's all I changed with it. Yeah, this is an all-in-one video, so this is a showcase concept tutorial and build tutorial, so I'll be building this as well and showing you how to do it and all the settings, because settings on this thing are pretty tricky. So as you can see here, I'll just show, this thing has about one, two, three, like 10 to 15 rounds. I was able to put about 20. Problem is with this is more rounds you put on it, kind of the more unstable it gets. So it's fully up to you how many rounds you want to put on it, but just know that more rounds, higher the instability will be. Like as you can see, some ammo drops out. That's just because of as the mag gets bigger, and as this flies up, because that's what it likes to do with these pistons, it'll teleport out and detonate, or as you can see, nicely land on the sides here, which I guess that works. Yeah, essentially how this thing works is you have your motor piston here, which actually, this is going to be easier to explain with like the MAC-1 probably. I'm going to use a MAC-1 as an example here, just because it's barely has any parts on it. Yeah, how this works is your motor piston here, which is different, a little different, but it's pretty much the same concept. Yeah, so as your ammo here is compressed, which I can show you here, it's compressed 0.05 blocks apart. That is just, I found that is just enough for when one detonates to not set off a chain reaction on the rest. So it works pretty well. Yeah, so your piston here pushes that way, and which I can show that as well. Uh, yeah, there we go, piston pushing that way. Yeah, as it pushes along here, this is getting pushed against this motor piston here. Then the motor piston, as it goes back and forth, drags along this block and sets it off. When it sets it off, this one gets teleported hopefully to right here on this block. Then piston here goes forward, pushes it into these magnets, or just this magnet. This one kicks in, pushes it forward to these ones, which are your main bulk, and that gets fired. Then after that one's fired, piston pushes a little forward, pulls the next one along, gets pushed along here or dragged along here again. Motor piston goes back and forth, sets it off, fires, and so forth, so on and so forth. You can kind of see here. It just doesn't work as well just because there's not as many blocks. But also I can cover the, I guess you call it glitching slash teleporting of the block. Because once this detonates, because this block is still inside all these, it is forced to teleport, which I found is about kind of chance based. There's a good chance it will go here since there's nothing, since it's nice open space, but it could also go here, right here, because there's no blocks here. So what I should have done with the MAC-1 is patch all this up and just have a nice beam here or something to get rid of that chance happening, but oh well. Which is something I do with the MAC-2 and MAC-3, kind of make it more squarish and solve some of those issues, but yeah. Yeah, it's kind of chance based, so yeah, there's a good chance it'll go right here, but it could also go like here, where this plate is, because it's nice and open, or yeah, right here, or any of these spots essentially, which you can kind of see. Yep, just like that. Teleports to like here, here, probably over there and there. And yeah, they just kind of fly out, and that's just what happens because it teleports. So that's kind of how this thing works essentially. It's not simple. It's hard to configure and work with, but once you work with it, it's not too bad. But that's essentially how it works, honestly. That's about it. I don't think anything changes on the Mac 3. Yeah, as you can see, it's a lot more square, essentially. See, I really try to patch some of those holes up and such, but yeah. I think, yep, use 1x0x9 blocks here. So yeah, I guess I'll start with the actual build tutorial. So I've noticed quite a few people have just not been, like with the, I think it was an M900, just didn't do too well copying everything. So I'm going to try to go slower here just because this is an easy build to do compared to those, honestly, especially the Vulcan one. That is a nightmare. So you just get it down a half block there, motor, compressed block. Where is it? Another motor. And here are the settings for the motors, I should say, right there for the bottom one. Copy that. And here's the ones for this compressed block. And then this motor, all it is the basic settings without power. That's important. And then I just have a trail here, which if you want the exact settings, there you go. But I just set all the trail settings off so it doesn't make any weird colors or anything. Trail, where is that at? There it is. Yeah, trail is actually pretty handy for building just because it doesn't intersect many blocks. I think it's only the bottom, or on this side, left side, right side, and bottom, which is pretty handy. It doesn't touch any of the sides stuff. So it's a very handy block actually to work with. That's why I've used it quite a bit. And here's the hinge settings. If I can click on it, there we go. 60 degrees works well, zero friction. And get that installed. And then let me tear this apart a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then you want a cylinder here, right there, and a spring. Compared to last designs, the spring actually I found helps quite a bit. So yeah, there's your settings for the, or not spring, suspension. There we go. So there's that, and then just a good old block, I believe. And then, okay, I'm gonna start working on the bottom here. So this is your actual motor piston setup right here. That's all done now. So let me see. I just do, what is it? Half wedge 2 works well. Then half wedge down, set right. I believe, yep, 1x0x9 blocks. If I can find it. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And I just like half wedge 2s in these corners just to hold the barrel together. Because if you use like a normal block, and I do another 1x0x9 block here, as you can see, there's just this little piece that it can catch on, and that's not good. So half wedge 2s don't look horrible, and they obviously don't have a gap there, so I use them. That's my normal, this kind of stuff. And I believe, yep, 1x0x9s. There we go. And then I'll install the magnets now. Why not? Yeah, here's the settings for the magnets. There you go. Okay, I'm just going to throw the seat down on this new one right now. And then that's bottom and the middle done. I guess I'll work on the top. So that's like that. So that, okay. Yep, and then 1x0x9s again. Wrong way. There's that, and then I think it's, yep, 1 by 9s again. Right in these corners here for 3 and 3. Then like that and that. And just another one right here, and then, nope, I'm wrong. What did I do here? Built something wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is definitely 7. Oh, I just need to go back another block. I missed this part here. All right, let's see what I did. That, and then pistons, here's the settings for those. So it's just, there you go. Just get these facing down to push into the gun. I just used, what is it? Half plates here. They look okay and work well in this situation. You can do like plates and such, it doesn't matter that much. Half plates just work well. You can use a cylinder here, or I prefer a rod just because why not? Pretty much. Okay, now that's built right. And then I just need to add one more here. Is that right? Nope. That's like that, and that's like that. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's your gun done, which I don't even know what time that was. Less than 5 minutes. So this thing is delightfully easy to build. Now comes the harder part, which is all the compressor towers, which if you know how to do them, they're not too bad. But if not, just follow along and it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, here's the settings for the most of the compressed blocks. I'll get into the ones that need special settings later. Yeah, just like that. And then, see, is that right? Yep, that's right. Just kind of build a little arrow looking thing here. Now, if you know how to do compressor towers, then here we go. This is not bad. Just build, so it's 2, and connect another 2 to it, and another 2. Just keep doing that, and for how long, or however long you want the ammo to be, essentially. But remember, more ammo you add, the less reliability it has overall, unless you know how to work with it, or learn to work with it at least. All you'd have to really do is just add more blocks here, just to kind of help make the mag bigger. That's all you'd really have to do, so it's nothing too major. Oops. Sure I'm doing this right. No, I did not. I'll just do this. Say you want mechanical light off, transparent on, powered on, and -0.5. That's really all that matters. Okay. And you just have to keep building here. Little compressor towers. Not too tedious, but can still be annoying. With this build, get used to it. Get used to building them. It's a good way to learn how to build them if you don't know how. It's kind of getting quick with it. So I'm kind of quick. Nope. Nice. We're glitching. Yeah, if it glitches, just reload and it's no big deal. I keep getting this wrong. Why are you not working for me here? There we go. And there's a phone. Guess I'll just ignore that. Probably a telemarketer anyways. Oops. Leave that as a telemarketer. Cool. Don't have to waste my time then. Okay, so that's that part done. Should be 1/4 of this one. Did I do this wrong? Yep. Apologies, you slightly did this wrong. It should be like this. I'm sorry to those of you without drag selector. If you were watching closely, you should have caught that before I made the mistake. I had to look at this one. Yeah, it should be in the middle. Say you want your ammo to be directly over the slot here for it. So that should be right settings, hopefully. Yep. And I'll show you as well how to do this. Because you need a very special method of flipping this ammo belt to like go to the side and down and such. So I'll show you with the MAC-2. I have every direction for that. So you pretty much have to copy it and then adjust it to your situation. Okay, and here's the settings for the TNTs. So it's 30 impact speed works perfectly for this, I found. I just use them so I don't never hit it. And then here's the front one, which is your actual projectile slash bullet. There's the settings for that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this one. And it doesn't matter which one of these two blocks you put it on, I don't believe, so I just do the bottom one though. Works well. So this is gonna be 12, I think. 12 shots. Then get the actual projectile in here. Okay. And that's that. That should, I believe, be the gun done. So I just want to keep the other one in here just in case and put it back together as well. Oh, forgot one piece. This is actually pretty important. So you want this piece here. This is kind of like a cap on the ammo belt because the problem is as all these are compressed, there's a nice big gap on the top for things to teleport to, like as I said with the probability and such. So what I do is just put a nice big old cap essentially on it, and it works pretty well. So I'd recommend full half wedges here, or yeah, full half wedge here, just to help kind of deflect the motor pistons hit. So if you're putting on a fixed moving build or something, it helps with that. Let's do 1x09s. I think I need to move this up one. Do I? Yeah, I probably should. And I'll switch out those 1x09s actually. And let's keep consistency here. Okay. Now if this goes, well, this should go okay. If I block it in place, it'd be a good idea. Oh yeah, forgot another essential piece. You need to connect these actually. That's important. That's important, which I used to use compressors for that, but I found signs just work so much better. It's less to compress, less decreasing lag. They only takes one block, so it's nice and easy. Started been starting to use them lately, and they just work great. Okay, that should work better. Nope, why not? I'm gonna guess because it's bugging a little bit, bugging out. And I didn't connect it at all. No, it should be connected. We'll find out. Yep, that's all it was. Okay, now I can tear this one apart because all these settings are interfering with each other. Let me see if I can get it to work well here. Why are you doing that? Did I ever set these settings? I believe I did. Yeah, I did. Why are you doing this? Give me a moment while I figure this out. So that's there, and that's there. I think I set the suspension. No, I bet I didn't set the suspension actually. So here's the settings for the suspension. I don't know if I did that or not. No, I did. Weird. What's the issue here? It should be a perfect replica. Take a look at this one. Hold on. Oh, I believe I found the issue. Nope. Well, what is the problem here? You should be working just fine. See, I should be working like this. Oh, one important detail. Okay, I know the issue. Just take your entire build when you get done and just ice the entire thing. There we go. I'm gonna bet this is gonna work nicely now. Maybe. And works better. I don't know why it's doing this though. This is weird. I have noticed there has been a patch recently, I think, for apparently bug fixes. I was playing the game and there's an update. I noticed things have been weird. Me and a friend were playing and messing with magnets, and they were just acting spontaneously, essentially. They're at like 0.35 strength, and what was happening is um, just trying to dump some ammo into a little chamber, and either they would just fall right in like they're supposed to, or they did get shot to orbit for no reason. No settings were changed. So I'm not sure if this is that kind of situation or not. Though I may have just found the issue. Yes, I am a dummy. Okay, this is an important setting. I think I'm wrong. Yep. One of these, the direct one connected to the TNT, needs to be negative 0.45. Honestly, I can't blame myself. There's a lot of pieces on this that are important. Yep, that's exactly what I did. That'd be a good idea. So this is your spacing I was talking about before. This is essential for the gun for it to operate. And as you saw right there, that is exactly why. It will do weird stuff. Let me guess. Yep, there we go. That's a gun fix. Nice. Took a little longer, but had to remember some stuff. All right, so I think that is because that's the showcase, concept tutorial, and build tutorial. So for the MAC-3, which that's what this is, by the way. So yeah, I think that's it. Let me know in the comments or something if I missed anything. And yeah, let me know if it's not working and I'll attempt to help um, as I have been so far. This should be I hope easy to build if I did it right, the tutorial right. Yeah, there's some mistakes made along the way, but yeah, just go back and just it might take a little longer because of my mistakes, but just go back and fix those and it shouldn't be a huge deal. So yeah, I believe that is it, and thank you for watching. Apologies, I forgot I was going to show how to do the how to flip it. So this is the MAC-2, and yeah, I had every direction being flipped here, which I can show you. So all these are the same essentially, except they're just going in different directions. So once you get one done, it shouldn't be too hard. And of course, if you like if you're going this way and you want to go down or something, all you have to do is invert it. That's it. That's all there is to it. So just on your last piece here, which as you can see, that's kind of what I do. On your last piece on the back, just so I can show better here. You have your compressor tower here doing stuff, um, wonderful stuff. This is your piece right here you want to connect to, which actually I guess I'll just build a replica here instead. And of course, you'd have your settings set it accordingly, which actually I'll just do that. Okay, and then I don't think this block matters. You can just set it to 0.5, negative 0.5. So, yep, let's do this and this. And here's the essential part. This one needs to be negative 0.05 instead of negative 0.5. That's pretty important. And then keeps everything nice and lined up. And then here's another tricky bit, I'd say, for some. So if you want your mag to, like in this case, the MAC-2 is trying to go in that direction for all the ammo to be nicely lined up. So what you want here is kind of your bottom here, which is this mag here, to be lined up so so the mag is going in the direction you want. In this case, the arrow here, one that nicely moves around, should be going in that direction. It should always be either negative 90 or 90 degrees. So as this one is flipped down, so this one will be flipped down to here, so it's going in that direction because of this. And this one, since it's going to be flipped right here, is going in that direction, so it lines up with this one. So that's a good way to think about it. So the next piece should be, if you can think about it, should be going that way, because that's what this piece is. And this piece here should be going with this one, so it's going to be up. Which, as you can see here, that's what it's like. So I guess all you have to do is copy the direction of the last belt. So take your bottom here, and if the belt's going, just go the same way as the belt is. So in this case, the belt's going that way, so just go that way. I should say the magazine. This one's going up. It's all there is to it. Then, so in this case, I have my belt here going this way, all that stuff. So I line up the bottom here. Then, yep, just like that, have it going in the direction of the old belt, or I don't know what you call it, the previous section of the belt, I guess. All you have to do, two little compressors right here, and then have them go up for 3. It should be right in the middle of the old one. Then you start building your next compressor tower. And there you go. That's all there is to it, pretty much. You just set your settings accordingly, which I believe, yeah, these are just negative 0.5. Same here, all through this. So the only setting that is different is this one, directly connecting from the old section to the angle lock. And that's just negative 0.05. Yeah, that's all there is to this part. That's about it. I think that's about it, yeah. So yeah, for the next piece, same thing. All you'd have to do is just take your old piece and just flip it essentially. And then for this one, you do the same exact thing, except you just invert it. So instead of like going this way, I believe it'd be, yeah, something like that. Instead, you'd have it going up and then over and such. So I believe, I don't know how well I explained that, but that's how it is. It can be kind of hard to explain, but I think I did okay with it. And once again, let me know in the comments if I need to make a new video explaining that, but or just a completely new video explaining it, I should say. I can do that. But yeah, now that is it, I believe. We'll see if I forget anything and remember editing or whatever. So yeah, thank you for watching.